Dear teachers, welcome to the Learning Resources lecture. I'm sure you have got sufficient time to go through the notes that I have sent you and the videos that I have sent you earlier. I have sent you a few YouTube videos so that you can go through the videos and prepare yourself for the second unit. Now, in one of the units, or in one of the videos rather, which I have sent, you have also seen what could be the technology that can be used in the future. And since you are the teachers of the future, you are going to teach the generations that are going to come. It is absolutely necessary that you know what is going to happen in the future, or for that matter, you prepare yourself with things which may happen in the future. Okay, so as teachers, I always say that you need to be adaptable. You need to be ready to adjust yourself to the different ways of teaching and different ways of reaching out to your students, because finally enhancing the learning experience of your students is going to be very, very important for you as teachers. Now, the videos that I have sent, the notes that I have sent earlier, I'm sure you have gone through everything and you have revised also whatever matter that was sent to you. Now we are going to start with Unit 2, which has 20% weightage. Unit 2 is multi-sensory learning media for classroom teaching. Here we are going to learn about different types of media that can be used for teaching learning process. Now I would also like to tell you that as you know, by now you must have learned that there are different types of learners. Some learners who are auditory learners, who will learn only by listening. Some learners are visual learners who want to see the things as and how they are learning. And there are tactile learners who would like to do things while learning, or who need hands-on experience. Okay, so as a teacher, you need to make sure that you reach out to all these students. You need to prepare yourself in such a manner that you can reach out to all these students. Okay, so we will try and understand these media right now, and then of course I have sent you those videos wherein you have learned about different types of instructional materials. Okay, so by now you will be in a better position to understand these media, as well as you can also try and think of ways in which you can enhance the learning experience of your students. Okay, so let us start with the first one, that is audio media. Uh, Audio media, of course, is all related to sound. Okay, there are no visuals involved, and your teaching experience or the learning experience of your students can be enhanced by using different types of media. Of course, audio media is just one of them, and you also need to pay special attention to those learners who are auditory learners when it comes to audio media. So you also need to make sure that the audio media that you use reaches out to these students, and they are not confused, especially when you're using audio media. These are the different types that we are going to look at in this unit. First one is disc-based audio. Second is educational radio. Next one is audio conference. Next one is podcast and streaming audio. So what we will do is that we will keep these lectures short. I will try and cover one or at the most two of these media in one lecture. And of course, after we finish all these lectures, we are going to have synchronous lectures wherein we will have real-time lectures wherein we are going to go on Google Meet through your classroom, Google Classroom, and we are going to attend these lectures uh, so that any doubts that might have cropped up in your mind during these lectures or while going through the notes, or for that matter, if you have some things that you would like to share, you can always share that during the synchronous lectures. But these, if you know, I have already told you that these lectures will be there on the YouTube channel, and you can always access them as and when you want to, so that you you have the material or the matter with you. Okay, so let us look at disk-based audio. We are understanding this. Of course, now some of you may say that disk-based audio is very rarely used. But yes, we need to understand what has been used or what was used, so that we can also uh, teach our students about how the past was and how the present is and how the future will be. Okay, so disc-based audio is actually the CDs. You have already seen the CDs or the DVDs for that matter, which are there. Mostly they are used for songs or for let us say some videos also. But here we are talking only about the audio series. Okay? So now this was co-developed by Philips and Sony and released in 1982. So almost 38 years back. Okay. So the format was of course originally developed to store and play only sound recording, but later it was adapted for storage of data as well. So earlier it was only for storing of sound recordings, but later on, of course, it started storing data as well. Now the compact disc digital audio, also known as audio CD, is the standard format for audio compact discs. Now disc-based audio is the audio that is recorded on a digital optical storage disk, and it can contain different types of audio materials. Like it can contain speeches, action songs, music, folk tales and drama, stories, etc. So it can have lots of audio material. And this, of course, enhances the learning of verbal information and can be helpful for teaching foreign languages to a certain extent. These are just a few technical aspects of it, wherein we have the the diameter and thickness of the CD, and how it is made up of, or what it is made up of rather. So it is composed of a clear polycarbonate plastic substrate, a reflective metallic layer, and a clear protective coating of acrylic plastic. And the reflective metallic layer is where audio data is read. So these are just a few technical things. Now let us try and understand what are the applications of the audio media when it comes to the series. Now, of course, as you know, audio may be used by the teacher to bring into the classroom sounds which are of significance to the learning process. So, especially in preschool, when they are teaching them about the sounds of different animals, okay, the series can be used, and you can ask the students which are these animals from the sounds that they make. Or for that matter, you can think of other applications as well. Then it enhances learning of verbal information. Okay, whatever is a verbal information, you can have a better understanding of that verbal information. It can be, especially when you use the CD, you can go ahead and listen to it over and over again till you understand what is being conveyed to you through the CD. Then it is ideal for teaching foreign language and useful for those who have reading difficulties. So if someone is having reading difficulties, they can always listen to what is being discussed on the CD. Then catchy tunes can help students memorize math formulae. It is just one of the applications, but actually these catchy tunes can be used for anything and everything that the teacher can come up with. So whether you want to teach a math formula, or for that matter you want to teach maybe something in history or geography, if you add tune to that, of course it helps. You can use these tunes for the poems that you can use, that especially the language teachers can use it for the poems. The social science teachers can use it for anything and everything. Whatever you feel that you can add tune to, you can go ahead and you can add tune to that and make it more interesting for the learner. See, the basic purpose of doing all these things is to enhance the learning experience of your students. So you can use tunes, you can sing, you can dance, you can clap, you can do whatever you want, as long as your students understand it, they enjoy it, and at the same time they can grasp what is being told to them. That is very, very important. Now, for instance, you many of you will still remember the nursery rhymes. Yes, yes, because of the tunes that were there, because the way your teachers enacted them for you. So as long as you can use these tunes uh, to enhance the learning experience of your students, that is good. Then the recorded audio of historical speeches and lines of prominent people in the past can be used to create an interesting atmosphere in social studies class. Now let us look at some of the advantages. I just listed around one or two or three over here. You may of course come up with more. Now, audio recordings can play music, provide motivation and convey information. Audio recordings can be used along with worksheets and or other projected visual materials. So they can be used simultaneously with any other uh, instructional material that you may have. So you can show a map and use the recording on the CD to supplement the map reading. Then it helps to provide drill and practice or teach a skill, for example, in overcoming poor speech habits, in correcting actual speech defects, development of conversation skill, expression of power, etc. So these are just a few advantages that I have listed over here. Okay, you may always think of more. Then, as you know, every coin has two sides. Similarly, if there are advantages, there will be disadvantages as well. Some limitations are also there. Now, I have listed just three limitations of disk-based audio. The first one is that if the disk gets scratched, you see the reflective part where the data is stored. If that is scratched, then this it cannot be used. And the amount of data that can be stored in these disks is limited. The amount of data that you can save in a pen drive and the amount of data that you can save in the disks is different, of course. So the data that can be stored is limited. These days there are cloud storages. Okay, we have moved on from even pen drives for that matter. So cloud storage, extended storage space on the hard disk-based audio storage has become less important because of the inclusion with because of cloud storage and of course the extended storage space on the hard disk. So if you see slowly and steadily, if you look at the trend, slowly and steadily, disk-based audio per se is becoming outdated. Okay, and of course with the introduction of streaming audio, that is these music apps which are there, Ghana, Spotify, Amazon, I guess there is also. So slowly and steadily these disk-based audio storage devices or these disks are getting outdated. So you see trends will change, but you as teachers uh, need to stay relevant in this changing time. You know, there is something someone has said this. You know, change is the only constant in life. So if you know that change is going to be the constant, so might as well you also be flexible so that you can also move along with times, because your students or the students that you will have will be definitely different from what you were as a student. Okay, so be ready for those things. Be ready for those times. All the best, dear teachers. I will stop here. I don't want to proceed. Of course, in the next lecture, we will look at educational radio and audio conference, or maybe we can look at only educational radio, or for that matter, we can also look at all three or four of them. Okay, so right now, I'm sure you have gone through the notes that I've given. I just want to say that I will also post an assignment for you on Google Classroom very shortly, and you will need to upload that assignment. And there were some activities which were given to you earlier, which will also be posted on Google Classroom. Since you have worked on those activities, we will be posting them on Google Classroom as well. So all the best, dear teachers. Thank you for your patience, and God bless you all.